Coming up on today's video, we take a look at some reserve list cards you should be watching because some of these reserve list cards are very affordable. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. You know, the best thing about reserve list cards is the fact that Wizards of the Coast said they're not reprinting them. That just gives them that awe factor that a lot of people forget about or think are just, too expensive and out of reach. But there are many reserve list cards that are low-balled, undercut, not desirable to some people until you build the right deck around it. Let's take a look today at some amazing reserve list cards that anybody can afford. All right, let's go ahead and check out card number 1. Frankenstein's Monster from the Dark is a nostalgic, epic, iconic card. Lots of people have tried in the past to buy this card out and force the price up, but it keeps falling back down. Now, currently, you can find this card on a platform like eBay for $15 Canadian for a moderately to heavily played copy. The average is $25.69, the market is $26.41 US, and €23.20 will get you that card. But understand, there's reasons to have Frankenstein's Monster. Exiling cards from your graveyard and making Frankenstein's Monster a big beastie is great, but maybe you just don't want creature cards in your graveyard. Maybe you just want to gobble those things up and get them out of the way. Frankenstein's Monster is a great card to have for just those reasons. And let's face it, old cards like this followed Earth mythology. So it has that cool concept already. And with Halloween here, come on, you knew I was going to put the odd Halloween card or two in for this thing. Let's take a look at card number 2, which is going to be the Spirit Shield from Fallen Empires. The idea that Fallen Empires cards may one day have true collectible value, it scares a lot of people, and people say they'll never go up. And those people are just wrong, plain and simple. At $1.50 Canadian for a near mint copy, the average is $1.80, the market is $1.58, and €2.32 will get you that card. This card did try to reach higher heights, but it's collapsed kind of right back down to where it was. When you look at this for a 3 casting cost and 2 to use it, you get to give a creature +0, +2. But really, equipment cards like this, these artifacts, are actually early forms of equipment as we recognize them today, because you allow the Spirit Shield to remain tapped. You don't have to untap it, and as long as it remains tapped, you get to give that creature the effect. Just like equipment cards you equip nowadays. It's really cool to see that this is the early stages of it, and most people fail to recognize that in amazing, iconic cards like this. And let's face it, that artwork is just something to behold. Now, when we're taking a look at Baron Sengir, this is back when like Homelands, Fallen Empires, they had really amazing storyline plots. They were just something to watch, listen to, read about. They were just epic. Now, Baron Sengir is a pretty scary guy. He's basically based on, loosely based on Strahd von Zarovich from Dungeons and Dragons, as far as I'm concerned. They just have such a parallel personality that you're like, yeah, it's the same guy, basically. Now, at $12 Canadian for a near mint copy, the average is $12.30 US, the market is $11.07, and €9.30 will get you that card. Again, he reached higher heights. He's fallen back down, but I actually can see an iconic card like this going up. The more and more that we get vampire tribal stuff in, there are people who will be looking for graded copies of this in the next 10 years. Mark my words, this is something to keep an eye on. And let's face it, right now he's quite affordable. This is kind of one of those cards I wanted to mention as well. Black Carriage from Homelands. Another card that tried to go higher. Now right now it's $5 Canadian for a near mint copy. The average is $2.64 US. The market's $2.49. €2.08 will get you that card. But it's the idea you have to sacrifice a creature to untap the Black Carriage. That was kind of funny back in the day when this sacrificial attempts kind of came along, right? Where they tried to get that mechanic going. This is one of those early attempts that may actually be recognized for something later on. Now, the artwork, of course, is amazing, and of course it references back to Baron Sengir, which is just so cool because it kind of reminds me of the good old Dracula movies from the 90s. Very awesome. Like to see the card. I understand it won't have a lot of value, but the artwork and history of that card deserves some respect. Now, when we're taking a look at Wall of Kelp, again, a Homelands card, but this card has reached higher and kind of stayed up. At $9 Canadian for a near mint copy, the The average is 8.75 US, the market is 6.21, and €4.08 will get you that card. But the Wall of Kelp was something unique even to us back in the day. I used this in all kinds of decks that were my multicolored decks because I could make other walls of Kelp. Okay, putting these little 0/1 Kelp tokens into play and having a couple of turns to breathe meant these little 0/1s gave me blockers for when opponents got creatures on the battlefield. This card actually is still used today, and it's actually grown in popularity, and its sales are showing. This card still has consistently higher sales than it should have for a card of this stature, which tells you people are thinking about it and trying to find uses for it. Guys, keep an eye on this card. In the next 10 years, you might be a little bit surprised. Now, when we're talking about Mox Diamond, as you guys know, I bought one myself. I paid 900 Canadian for a near mint copy. Now a light played can be found for 750. This card has dipped down. The average is 655.89 US. The market is 601.62, and it is €359.88 will get you that card. This, of course, does have a foil version from the Vault Relics. I think Relics or Artifacts, whatever it was. But it's the idea for me that this card is so old, and it's a Mox that has good uses, and it just hasn't reached that $1,000 mark yet. I'm glad I got a near mint copy that I can hold on to and just have it for my collection, enjoy it when I play with my friends, and put it in a deck. But if you're looking for a Mox Diamond, if you wanted to get this card at this low of a price, this is something you might want to be looking at. I know it doesn't seem low saying it's still several $100s, but compared to where this could be in the next 5 years, I wanted to warn people that this card will not stay that low. Now, Bubble Matrix, a fun card that I have used a few times in a commander deck. All damage dealt to creatures is reduced to 0. It is hilarious. And guys, think about this. It's a Weatherlight card that's $16 Canadian light played. The average is $13.98. The market is $12.07. €7.50 gets you that card. It's a forecasting cost artifact that just makes everything go to 0. Like, that's awesome. Oh, bubbles are everywhere. You're floating around like Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory. You can't do anything. I'm so sorry to hear that you'll be floating around not hurting my creatures. That's awesome. Especially if they have some giant creature to get away with it. Now, Firestorm, again, is from Weatherlight. This card has reached higher heights and dipped down as well. $27 Canadian for a light played copy. The average is $26.49. The market is $23.82. €17.36 will get you that card. But this card, again, you may want to discard cards. You might want to burn people and burn creatures down right at the end of the game after drawing a bucket load of cards for some reason. And it's an instant. You just burn somebody out at the end of their turn. It's amazing, guys. I love this card. It's been used on me a couple of times, just in some vintage legacy games, but what a great card with some great quotes. I love it. I'm surprised this card is as cheap as it is. Let's hope that one day people respect it for what it is. All right, Orim the Samite Healer. You guys know I love this card. I've talked about it before. $8 Canadian for a near mint copy, $6 US, $7.68 is the market. €4.45 will get you that card. Now, as a Tempest card, it's the ability to prevent 3 damage to target creature or player. When you put this in a commander deck, you can make friends. Or you can save your creatures, your commander, anything under the sun. Because, let's face it, the Samite Healer blocking that much damage, and it's only a 3 casting cost, is amazing. Wizards, like Magic nowadays, doesn't like cards like this because it can save creatures or players. It can delay the game, lengthen it out. And for those of you who like to have a longer game, these are cards you want in your deck because they're exciting to see. You're like, oh, I forgot that that's what that card does. Oh, especially when you put it in a white commander deck. Gotta love that card. All right, now we're talking Dwarven Thaumaturgist. I hate pronouncing that one. $4.60 Canadian for a lightly played copy. $6.78 is the average. The market is $6.78 as well, dead on bang. And €5.62. So you can find this card lightly played for a lot less than what it's being listed at right now. As a Weatherlight card, being able to switch the power and toughness of cards is pretty awesome when used to the right effect that people aren't expecting. Love it. Great to see it. I actually really kind of enjoy the artwork, surprisingly. And let's face it, dwarves are awesome. Dwarves need more tribal support. Go Torban. He's awesome. Let's see what these cards do in the next 5 years. Pretty exciting stuff. Thrull Champion, as you guys know, I want Thrulls to come back en masse. I want to see a Thrull army invading across Dominaria. This is what I need to see in the future. Thrull Champion, Fallen Empires. It's a Thrull that can take other Thrulls. You see why I like it right away. It's a 2/2, but it counts as a Thrull, so it's actually a 3/3 for 5. Ridiculously weak power, I understand. But its ability to grab other Thrulls, and if it gets Thrull tribal support, would be awesome. $7.50 Canadian gets you that card. $4.22 is the average. The market is $3.98, and €3.96 will get you that card. This card did spike up as high as $8 US before slowly coming down now, but I've looked on the market many times. Finding a near mint quality copy of this card is much harder to do than it seems. Keep an eye out if you're trying to get a playset of these, because this card could have possible high-end returns like a Sliver Queen if Wizards ever gets around to respecting this card and giving it tribal support. Thrulls are awesome. Let's respect them. Now our next card, of course, is going to be City of Shadows. It dipped down a bit this week. I can find a moderately played to heavily played copy for $87 Canadian. TCG Player has it much lower. If you're looking for copies, you can still find it in the $50 US range for heavily played, moderately played copies. The average is $98.99. The market is €102.52. That's my fault. I'm sorry, everyone. And €87.81 will get you that deal. And of course, I realize this is being mentioned on quite a few different Magic channels now, everyone. And yes, they're not giving shoutouts to my channel, and that's totally cool. That's up to them. I understand. Wait, no I don't. Guys, it's an awesome card. Respect the City of Shadows. I did buy my copy for October. I bought my copy in September. We're going to keep trucking on this one a month until we get where they need this card to be. Now, the last card we're checking out, of course, is going to be, you know it's going to be the Soldevi Excavations. An amazing epic card that I've noticed Rudy has taken time on Alpha Investments to mention just a few times. So thanks a lot, Rudy, at Alpha Investments. You rock, bro. All right, Soldevi Excavations is an Alliance card. We're talking $50 Canadian for a near mint copy. The average is settled back down to $35 US. The market is $34.89, and €20.58 gets you that card, which means the Euro market really hasn't changed at all. It's been the Canadian North American markets that have really picked this card up and carried it a lot higher. Guys, this card will continue to climb. It's falling back down to the rate where I'm buying copies again. I'm being a little choosier about what I'm buying, but I am buying copies for the channel. It's going to be an epic time. So let me just click this off and say, this is amazing. I love seeing reserve list cards get the respect they deserve, and sometimes it takes time. These are not overnight successes. They can take a long time. This is the first time for a lot of them being bought out. Let's wait and see what happens. Thanks a lot, everyone who's been supporting the channel, watching every day, and tuning into these reserve list market update videos. They're awesome. These are cards you should be watching. I've warned people about this, and kudos to those who listened early on. I loved getting those emails about some of those recent sales from the 5 or 6 of you who sent them. That's amazing. Congratulations. Guys, everyone on the channel, thanks again for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, join in, and help me get closer to my 10,000 subscribers. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a wonderful day today. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Guys, a big shout out to each and every one of my wonderful patrons who continue to support this channel each and every day. They deserve these shout outs every single video because they're all worth it. So is every viewer on this channel. You guys are amazing. So, be honest. Were you guys out Thanksgiving? Staying out late? You're full now? You almost feel sick today. You're like, oh, I've had too much turkey, too much food. I don't know what to do. Well, I loved having the live streams with you guys this weekend. It was fantastic. Thanks a lot to everyone who came out. Thank you to all the regular viewers who tune in every day. All the guys here who stay at the end of the videos and get to say boomstick in the comment section. So I know you watched this far. Guys, respect to all of you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I don't know what else to say. I look forward to seeing you guys again, though. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't worry. Too much turkey. It's like midnight right now as I'm filming this video because I was out late, and it's great seeing you all. So you guys have an awesome one. Well, you see me. I can think about you seeing me, and we can talk about it in the comment sections. All right, guys. Have a great one.